What would you do if everyone you trusted turned their back on you at the exact moment you needed them the most? In the late 1990s, a 24-year-old immigrant was living out of his office in Palo Alto. No shower some days, no real bed. He was building his first company, Zip2, an online city guide, coding through the night and sleeping on a beanbag chair when his body finally gave out. He had a vision nobody else could see yet, and he was pouring every ounce of himself into it. Then, his own team pushed him out of the CEO role. The company he built with his bare hands, and they decided he wasn't fit to lead it anymore. He could have quit right there. Most people would have. But when Zip2 sold for over $300 million, he didn't retire. He didn't buy a mansion and disappear. He took nearly all of that money and threw it into something even riskier. He started an online bank called X.com, a company built on an idea people thought was insane, banking without a single physical branch. It eventually merged with a rival and became PayPal. And then it happened again. While he was on his honeymoon, the board of his own company staged a takeover and removed him as CEO. Betrayed twice by two companies he built from nothing. 2 times the people closest to him decided he wasn't the right man for his own dream. Imagine that feeling. Imagine pouring your identity into something, watching it grow because of your obsession, and then being handed the door. Here's what almost nobody talks about. When PayPal sold to eBay, he walked away with about $180 million. He could have vanished into early retirement at 31 years old. Instead, he looked at the sky and asked a question that sounded delusional to everyone around him. Why haven't we gone back to the moon? Why has humanity stopped reaching? So he did something nobody does. He decided to build rockets. Not invest in a rocket company, build one from scratch, in an industry where only governments had ever succeeded. Experts told him it was impossible. Aerospace insiders laughed. He didn't care. He founded SpaceX in 2002 and poured everything he had left into it. The first rocket, Falcon 1, exploded seconds after launch in 2006. He rebuilt it. The second one failed too, spinning out of control and crashing into the ocean in 2007. Engineers were losing hope. Investors were nervous. He kept going. The third launch in 2008 failed as well, and this time it was almost fatal for the company. By then, he had spent nearly all of his personal fortune. Not most of it, nearly all of it. He was reportedly down to his last money, splitting time between SpaceX and a second company called Tesla, which was also on the verge of collapse in 2008 during the financial crisis. Picture this moment clearly. 2 companies, both dying, a newborn baby at home, a divorce happening at the same time, friends advising him to cut his losses and walk away with dignity while he still had something left. This was the lowest point of his life, and it wasn't hidden from him. He knew exactly how close he was to losing everything he had built and everything he believed about himself. He chose the 4th launch. If Falcon 1 failed a 4th time, SpaceX was finished. There was no more money for a 5th attempt. On September 28, 2008, the rocket lifted off from a tiny island in the Pacific. This time, it reached orbit. NASA, watching closely, awarded SpaceX a contract worth $1.6 billion just weeks later. That contract alone saved the company from extinction. Weeks after that, Tesla was on the brink too, hours away from missing payroll and shutting down for good. On Christmas Eve, in the final hours, an emergency round of funding closed just in time to keep it alive. 2 companies, 2 near deaths, saved within the same brutal year. This is the part people skip when they talk about him now, when they only see the headlines, the wealth, the fame, the controversy. They forget that he built 2 of the most influential companies on the planet after being fired twice, after burning through his entire fortune, after being told by nearly everyone around him that he was chasing something impossible. Tesla went on to become the most valuable car company in the world. SpaceX became the first private company to send astronauts to the International Space Station, something only 3 governments had ever done before. Reusable rockets,